At a breaking point, that's how Secretary of Homeland Security Kirstjen Nielsen described undocumented immigration at the border. This week, Customs and Border Protection announced a spike in immigrant apprehensions. So why aren't border communities seeing their towns being overrun? Our border reporter Oscar Margain is in Los Indios to find out.
You continue to see people crossing through your property?
Well, yeah.
Los Indios resident Robert Martinez says little has changed since we last met him 2 years ago. Back then, the 88-year-old complained about not being able to keep undocumented immigrants from trespassing onto his property. He's tried installing a fence and putting up lights.
I have seen 40 people on foot going on the canal, inside the canal, jump the highway and continue on north.
And the trend is unlikely to die down anytime soon.
That CBP is forecasting the problem will get even worse this spring as the weather warms up.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen testified before Congress Wednesday, painting a dire picture of the border.
We face a crisis, a real, serious, and sustained crisis at our borders.
We hear some people who live on the border who say, oh, I don't see any crisis.
They're not going to see a crisis.
Unless one lives on a smuggling corridor like Robert, or is involved in the handling of migrants arriving to the border, Los Indios Mayor and retired Border Patrol agent Rick Cavazos says people won't see a problem.
Why? Because you're not impacted by any of that. You're going on about your daily life of going to school, going to work, and you'll never see this play out.
Recent data by Customs and Border Protection shows a sharp rise in migrant apprehension since October. In February alone, CBP encountered 76,000 undocumented migrants, an 80% jump compared to the same time last year.
And at the current pace, we are on track to encounter close to 1 million illegal aliens at our southern border this year.
And that would be on par with mid-90s and early 2000 figures before most border barriers were built.
Although he would like a border wall to keep criminals and drugs from being smuggled, Cavazos says it will not stop migrant children and families from coming, not until there's immigration reform. In Weslaco, Texas, I'm Oscar Margain reporting.